In this video, I'm getting ready to basically put some power in the back of my Jeep Gladiator, and there was a plastic plate that you have to pull that out of there. Once you get that out of there, you can create a new plate, and I did that with some plastic PVC plates, which I'm going to drill in there. But once that goes in, then I've got a couple. I'm going to be making it for 2 power outlets here. Basically, I want to be able to use my pump here, also a refrigerator possibly, and just be able to power maybe some speakers. So I did buy some 14 gauge wire, and I'm going to be using that, running that from the battery directly to this back area. Also, when I do the wiring, I'm going to put a fuse on it, probably a 10 amp fuse. So I'm going to start my hole basically with this, and then I'm going to take a Dremel and just kind of carve out the rest. All right, so now I've built the plate. I've got a couple of USB power options here, and then I've got the cigarette lighter power option. I've wired these like so: black to the negatives, red to the positives, and then just one wire, well, 2 wires going directly to the battery. Right now I got that wired in, and I've run the wires all the way across the frame, zip tying it, and then coming up through the engine. I do have this plastic cover for hopefully insulation, and then now I'm gonna put a fuse on that, 10 amp fuse, run this black wire to the battery or maybe to the ground right there, and then run the red one directly onto the battery. Okay, it's in now. It's nothing fancy here. Could have used some black screws, but there I go. Now I'm gonna go plug it in, see how that looks. Well, I decided to, instead of running a direct connect to the battery, I have these auxiliary wires that work with my aux switch inside the Jeep already, and I'm gonna run that to the one with more amperage, just in case I'm using my pump to pump the tires. So and that way I think the plug has a little light on it, and it won't be draining any energy while the Jeep is turned off. It'll be pretty much cut the circuit. Okay, so now I got it on auxiliary 1 on the Jeep, and basically I programmed it so that it's only going to turn on when the ignition's on. But in this Jeep with the aux switches right there, you can actually program it to be momentary, or instead of the ignition, you can have it constantly on, direct connect to the battery. So in that situation, I'll just kind of switch it over. But for normal operation, it's just going to be latching, and then once you press the button, it's going to stay on.